This must be an Intendor Radio Show. I wrote an 11-page letter to Stephanie Kelton yesterday. I'd written John Mearsheimer, which is B instead of C. John B. Mearsheimer. It doesn't sound as good as John C. Mearsheimer, which I kept doing. I'd written him a letter about how it's my seized on percent. Well, one thing I'm saying is that MMT kills the class war. I don't know if that goes too far for people. They're frightened of that, I think. If I got a lens flare again, or if I got the camera held on myself well enough, it concerns me, my production value.
Like the parasites.
And,
Ate our brain.
it was such a nice day it came out.
Ate your brain. Fuck the parasites. Fuck the parasites. They ate your brain. You're selling fear and pain. They really want to hurt you. They ate your brain. Fuck the parasites.
Modern monetary theory.
Your money or your life. Daddy gave me the key. I live in the palace.
Modern monetary theory does,
Fuck the parasites.
if you go all the way with it, it kills the reason for the class war.
They
and
take
yet
our
there's
brains,
enough.
take our minds, take our deeds. What about our deeds?
So anyway, problem with letters is you can spend a lot of time on them, but unless somebody knows you, they're kind of unlikely, especially if it's long, to read it. And 11 pages, I just couldn't help myself. And but what I said that was kind of important was that in the end, the United Nations was created to keep the peace and military peace. It was about war. It wasn't about sustainable development. And it becomes more and more obvious that we do need a unitary power. The United States has reached to become the world government. I think it's reached too far. Values of the United States were superior, and the EU tried to imitate it, but it was destroyed pretty much by the financial system and the ECB, and the way you get the southern part. Warren Mosler's definitely correct. These nations need to use their own currency, so they value it however they want to value it, so that they can pay for necessary things. They got sovereign wealth. I got to the point where I feel like if a state in the United States taxes its people, it needs to issue a treasury note that they can pay their taxes with, at least. For youth, I think they ought to be drafted into the civil defense and disaster response force. I don't believe the National Guard ought to be having anything to do with the U.S. Armed Forces. And you could draft kids as young as 16 for a civil defense force and give them some reasons to be loyal to their nation and their state. And particularly the states are being put in the same position as EU nations, where they got debt in dollars from the IMF. And that situation is going to die. People are just kind of going to have to stop that because of the destruction it means as far as nation taking care of its responsibilities as people, which are defense and education. And education in a service world, service economy means education means you're not going to run out of people. You're not going to run out of skilled labor for a service economy if you have great education systems. You can pay for them. The federal government needs to pay for. Whatever the states can't pay. States having finite finances, and the U.S. government having infinite finance system with the Treasury and the Fed being able to provide money for whatever Congress votes for. So it kills reason for class warfare in that regard, that you don't have to have a sense of the finite, as all the money's going to run out, and so the rich people need to get there, be able to afford those tickets to Mars, and let them go to Mars, because I don't want to live in Mars. I don't want to. Outer space is a great place for our robots and robot life, and I hope the robots, when they learn how to make each other over, will remember us, because it looks like we're going to commit suicide. But at any rate, I did need to say what I said to Merzheimer, is that you got to have a unitary power, and the reason for unitary power, UN unitary power, is to get rid of nuclear weapons. That means permanent war. For warriors, they have to have loyalty to the planet. So, I mean, it's not impossible, but until people are... what Machiavelli meant for us at this point was when he said that a struggle with the environment is not enough to make a nation, that somehow, for some reason, in human nature, as part of the human condition, war is required. And until... so what the unitary power would have to demonstrate would be an ability to wipe out, have a covert over war, to get rid of what might put it in war with the United States, have a war to get, rid of nuclear weapons, weapons of mass destruction. But basically it's nuclear weapons. Unless it does that, it's not going to have the power to really do a sustainable development system. And I'm trying to get... I wrote Stephanie originally because Darity and Hamilton were on with their baby bonds, and they're on with their reparations, and I was saying that the Transcendian $1 obviates the need for that, unites labor, white and black. I know that white people got some advantages, but there's a lot to be said about wage slavery as being nearly as oppressive as chattel slavery. So I said all these things in a long letter, and this beautiful day, and I was out, so I finally got to... I think it's done. We're done. They want it all. Making this... fuck parasites. Fuck compound interest. Take. I'll give you an alternative, but I'm going to run it. We're going to run it.